Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Unrestricted Sports. Today, we are covering the National League weekly update that we've been doing. We're going to be talking about the stats and everything that happened this week. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Or if you're not new to the channel, also like and comment because that still helps out the channel. Because it really does help out. And yeah, we're going to get right into today's episode. Before we continue, I would like to clarify that the reason I'm talking a little bit slower is because I just got my wisdom teeth out, so I'm not taking any chance with that. But yeah, we'll get right into it. So to start off the National League, we have the Rockies, and if I can pull up their information here, they have been doing quite well for themselves actually, which was kind of surprising for me. Just because, I don't usually, this is going to sound wrong, but I don't usually consider them contenders. But they're currently 10-3 in the West, with the Dodgers right behind at 10-4. So, that whole division in the West is actually pretty competitive. The Rockies are 10-3, the Dodgers are 10-4, and San Diego is 8-6. So obviously a very good division there. And I am very intrigued by how it's shaping up, because I would not have put the Rockies as a contender for the division. I would have put the Dodgers as the runaway favorite. So to see them competing this early on is it's encouraging.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how high up they all are in runs. The Dodgers are first, Padres are second, Rockies are fourth. I wouldn't be shocked with this expanded playoff format if all three teams were in and if they ended up seeing each other in the AL final
Yeah, I could definitely see a
or
scenario where that kind
NL
of plays.
final. I don't know why I said AL. I'm stupid.
Yeah, so definitely an interesting storyline developing there in the West, and we're going to keep you up to date on that. The Dodgers are obviously half a game behind on the Rockies, so that could change very quickly, but it's clearly a very competitive division. Up next is the Central Division, and this is slightly less competitive. The Cubs are basically all by themselves, and they get to play these sorry teams, basically, at free will. The only team that we don't really know what they're like is the Cardinals, and that's because they are still dealing with the coronavirus outbreak on their team due to them potentially not following league protocols as strictly as they should have been. And they are 2-3 and middle of the division. With that being said, the Cubs are 10-3 and are on a 8-2 past 10 games. So they've obviously been playing well. But my main concern with this team is that the Cubs lack any sort of relief pitching, and I'm still not sold on how good they are batting.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on the relief pitching part. The relief pitching hasn't been good since the World Series. Seeing that they just traded for Aroldis Chapman and then traded him back to the Yankees after that win. Ever since he left, their relief pitching's been pretty brutal, and Craig Kimbrell clearly isn't the answer. Um, in terms of batting, I would just say at this point it's relatively inconsistent. They're still scoring a lot, and they're still pretty high up in home runs. But batting average is just kind of something that's been fluctuating. Um, I would expect it kind of level out here. Chris Bryant's been in and out of the lineup, and he hasn't been too hot to start. Same with some other guys, but I would expect it to not be the best batting average in the league, but also to not be too brutal, seeing that they do have a relatively easy division.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So we'll keep an eye on the Cubs because I'm still not sold on how good they may be as a team, even though they have one of the best records in baseball, if not the best right now. They do obviously play weaker competition because it's mostly interdivision play right now because of the coronavirus outbreak and the reduced game season. Up next, the National League. We are covering the East. And this is interesting because I did not expect this to happen. Following their post quarantine, the Marlins are 7-1. And I did not expect that at all. The next closest team is the Atlanta Braves at 9-5. But Miami has been playing some hard games. They have to play a lot of double headers to catch up, and they're still 7-1, and they had that one loss before they got shut down. So clearly, the young guys that they brought up with the mix of older guys that they had is somehow pulling off wins here, and it's very impressive. I must say, I am very impressed. I did not expect this at all.
It is impressive, but they really haven't played strong competition. I mean, they're playing. They just played the Orioles in a 3 game series or 4 game series, um, and they were relatively close games, all four of them. And then they go on to play the Mets for a series. I mean, they don't really have a hard game until they play the Braves, August 14th through the 16th. So I'm not going to look into the Marlins organization as a contender. Kind of the skepticism that you have with the Cubs, I kind of have with the Marlins.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're not really consistent at getting good runs. They hit average, but scoring runs is kind of troubling for them. So I guess I want to see how they do against tough divisional opponents, and I would consider the Braves to probably be the biggest contender in that division, besides the Marlins, obviously. But obviously the Nationals and Phillies could turn it on at any moment.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would expect Washington, especially, to shoot up in the rankings at some point, just because I think that this is an uncharacteristically slow start for them.
Hmm.
And I mean, their batting average is the ninth highest in the league. Their ERA is the third best. Their batting average against is the seventh best. Their WHIP is 10th. I mean, this team, the only thing that they're missing right now is home run hitting ability. Um, and I would expect that is going to come with time, and I think that they're going to shoot up the rankings very soon. But once again, another interesting division for us to watch. But with that being said, we have covered every division in the National League. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it really does help the channel. Sorry that I'm talking a little bit slower and a little bit quieter today. I'm just trying not to agitate my surgery. But once again, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.